right, guys, so we're going to make your hot and cold leaf project today. So we're going to be using oil pastels for this in a white piece of paper. You're also going to have a sheet that looks like this that tells you how to draw different kinds of leaves. So you're going to pick a kind of leaf that you want to make. In the top row is step one. So no matter what kind of leaf you draw, you always start with a vertical line. I would start with my line first. Then I'm going to draw a curved line on the left and a curved line on the right. If you want to add a longer stem at the bottom, you can. And then I'm going to start making my next leaf. So you can make them all different sizes. You don't have to make them all the same size. So maybe my next one, I'm going to try this leaf. So I'm going to draw a line in the center. This one has two V lines connecting to the center. And then it has some jumping lines that go around. Okay, so then maybe I want to try this zigzag. Okay, so you're gonna fill your paper with some different sizes of leaves. You can also make your leaves go off the page. So if you want to do that, then you just draw and then stop at the edge. Next, I'm going to use my watercolor paints and I'm going to paint my leaves with hot colors and my background with cold colors. So remember, the hot colors remind us of hot things like pink, red, orange, and yellow. Cold colors remind us of cold things, so purple, dark blue, light blue, and green. All right, so when you are painting, you're just going to paint the insides of your leaves with hot colors, and you want to try to choose colors that are different than your oil pastel. So here I used a pink oil pastel for my leaf, so I'm picking yellow as my paint color, and that way it will stand out. If I painted yellow on a yellow leaf, I might not be able to see the lines as well. You also want to make sure you're getting a lot of paint on your brush. So with watercolors, you have to add water, but then you also have to mix it around. So if you don't mix it very well, your paint's going to be really watery and it will be really light like this. So you have to mix it for a little bit until you have a lot of paint, and you can see the difference in the paint that I mixed really well and the paint I did not mix. Okay, so then in the background, we're gonna use our cold colors. So when you're painting around your leaves, you're going to paint a color outlining the leaf first. So your background is going to be lots of different cold colors, but no matter what you start with, you're going to outline where you are first. So if I wanna paint around this leaf with the light blue, I'm gonna outline around the light blue first. And that just gives me a barrier so I don't accidentally paint over my leaf. And then I can start filling in some space around in the background. So then when I go to my next color, I'm going to outline my leaf. And then I'm gonna paint until I get to the cold color I just stopped at. All right, guys, today we're going to do part 2 of our hot and cold leaves. We're gonna add some motion lines in the background, and then we're gonna add some sparkly detail around our leaves. So you are gonna have some metallic markers, and you're gonna use your markers to add motion lines to your background. So motion lines show the motion of something, and in this case it could be wind for our leaves, or it could be water for our leaves, depending on where your leaves are falling. So I'm going to use my metallic markers to draw little swirly lines or wavy lines to show motion in my background. And since we're doing motion, we want all of our lines to go kind of the same way. So all of my swirly lines and my wavy lines are going this direction on my page. You can also do like short dash lines to show motion. You just want to be careful that you're not drawing on your leaves. We don't want to cross into the oil pastel. The metallic markers will get ruined if they get oil pastel on them. Okay, so then once you have your motion lines, then you can use the glitter paint at your table. We're just going to use a paintbrush. We don't need any water for this kind of paint. And then you can paint some glitter around your leaves to make it a little bit sparkly. So this is probably going to be really hard to see on the camera, but I'm just adding a little bit of sparkle around my leaves. So I'm not painting like on top of my leaves, I'm just going around the edge to show that it's a little bit sparkly in the background. All right, so there is our finished leaf projects. You can see when I tilt my paper, all that cool glitter paint and metallic marker. So when you're finished today, you can clean up your area and put your artwork on the drying rack.